Hi and welcome to my What's New YouTube channel. Before we start, please subscribe to my YouTube channel to make you updated in the latest information around the globe.
Our Philippines Independence Day. The Philippines, consisting of more than 7,000 separate islands in the Western Pacific, declared independence from Spanish rule over 120 years ago. General Emilio Aguinaldo was responsible for making this claim, but it wasn't until 1962 that then President Diosdado Macapagal made it a public holiday through a presidential proclamation. The Filipino flag was unfurled for the first time on this day, June 12, in 1898, at an inspiring celebration, which also featured the first public playing of the Philippines' national anthem. The nation has made great strides. It's considered to be an emerging market and a newly industrialized country. Tourism also makes a large impact on the Philippines' economy. For over 300 years, the Philippines was a Spanish colony, and is named after King Philip II of Spain. In 1521, Ferdinand Magellan landed on the Philippines Islands and claimed it for Spain. Magellan wanted all the local chiefs to submit to the Spanish rule, but one of them, named Lapu-Lapu, refused. An attempt was made by Magellan to crush Lapu-Lapu, but he failed and was killed. When Miguel Lopez de Legazpi led an expedition in 1565, the Spaniards finally gained a foothold in the Philippines. They built the city of Intramuros in 1571, which was later renamed Manila, and became the capital of the land. Eventually, Spanish rule took over, and a feudal system was established, with large estates owned by the Spanish, and Filipinos as the workers. The Spanish years brought prosperity to the Philippines, and their rule remained uneventful. This changed when the British captured Manila in 1762. Under the terms of the Treaty of Paris signed in 1763, the city was handed back in 1764. The 19th century. Feelings of nationalism started to stir in the 19th century. This rebellion grew with the help of José Rizal, an author who wrote two novels, El Filibusterismo, The Filibusterer, and Nali Me Tangere, Touch Me Not. These books caused a sensation, and nationalism spread like wildfire throughout the Philippines. In 1892, José Rizal founded a movement called Liga Filipina, which called for reform rather than revolution. As a result, Rizal was arrested and exiled to Dapitan on Mindanao. Parallel to this, a more extreme organization was formed by Andres Bonifacio, called the Katipunan. A revolution started in August 1896, and José Rizal was executed on December 30, 1896, under the pretense of supporting the revolution, even though he did not. Yet his execution merely inflamed Filipino opinion, and the revolution grew. Next started the war between Spain and the U.S. in 1898. The Spanish fleet was defeated by the Americans in Manila Bay on April 30, 1898. Seizing the opportunity, Filipino revolutionaries surrounded Manila, and their leader Emilio Aguinaldo declared the Philippines as independent on June 12. However, American rule took over when Aguinaldo was captured in 1902. The 20th century. Under the leadership of Americans, the Philippines was made a commonwealth, and semi-independent in 1935. Literacy rate also increased as many American teachers were sent to the Philippines. The USA promised that the Philippines would become completely independent in 1945. On December 10, 1941, Japan invaded the Philippines and captured Manila. All of the Philippines was now in the hands of the Japanese. In October 1944, American troops returned to the Philippines and recaptured Manila. The Philippines became independent on July 4, 1946. Manuel Rojas was the first president of the newly independent nation.